Good morning, guys. Happy Thursday. Sorry I'm very late this morning, but I woke up this morning to a dead phone, so I had to get a charge in it before I could start recording. And then, of course, I recorded the video, and at the very end, I had to say something that probably wouldn't fly too well on YouTube. So I'm going to re-record it before I get myself in trouble. But ramping up the rhetoric, this is what is going on. We all watched Joe's Pulpit from Hell speech about a week and a half ago. If you didn't watch the whole thing, you certainly saw bits and pieces of it. You know, we know about his comments of, if you're going to try to take over this government, you need more than AR-15s. We have the F-15s and the nukes. Okay, you know, I mean, so this is the mentality of the President of the United States, you know, that he's willing to use nuclear weapons on his own people, all right? Not that he considers conservatives his own people. I mean, the liberals would be more than happy for depopulation by getting rid of all the conservatives, though I think the feeling's mutual. But at least the conservatives aren't out there calling for the murder of liberals. Where the liberals, of course, yes, this is what they are doing. They are inciting the liberal hive mind, the mental midgets that liberals are by definition, into committing violence. You think I'm kidding? I'm not. Twice, not an isolated incident. Fool me once, fool me twice. Okay, remember that line? Twice in the last 24 hours have you had liberals come out and stoke the flames, inciting the liberals to harm or kill conservatives, politicians, basically saying to their party to exterminate the other party. Don't believe me? Here's what you got going. Tim Ryan, who's running for Senate in Ohio, okay? His quote when he was being interviewed on MSNBC, Morning Joe, okay, you know, trust me, this story's got a whole lot more play on the fact that people like me and the conservative channels picked up on it than they ever did watching Morning Joe. But he was talking about fixing the problems in the country. And he says, quote, "Some of those answers will come from Republicans, not the extremists that we are dealing with every day. We've got to kill and confront that movement, but working with normal mainstream Republicans," and that's going to be really, really important. Okay, so let's think about this. The normal mainstream Republicans. Oh, the establishment, the rhinos. Yeah, a Democrat happy to work with a rhino? Gee, why is it called a rhino? Republican in name only. They're a freaking Democrat, okay? But the line, we've got to kill and confront that movement. Now, those of us with the ability to think, okay, which rules out a liberal, period, okay, we'll look at that and go, okay, the meaning behind that was kind of like when somebody says kill the power, you know, shut off the electricity. He's trying to just get rid of it. The liberal hive mind will hear that as, we've got to kill MAGA people. We've got to confront them. Now, we don't have to worry about the confront part because, hey, Maxine Waters had no problem going out. You get in their face. You confront them. Remember that speech with her standing at a gas station, okay? You know, again, espousing violence to the people. But so Tim Ryan subtly telling people to kill MAGA Republicans. Interesting. You know, again, we're talking about rocket scientists here. You know, I mean, like I said, can't think, liberals. You know, these are the people that voted in Ilhan Omar, Rashida Tlaib, AOC, Maxine Waters, Adam Schiff, what's that dingbat from Texas? I can't remember her name off the top of my head, who always wears the cutesy little cowboy hats. You know, I mean, they're notorious for finding the least competent and stupidest people in politics or in the population to represent them. Up in that list of mental midgets, extreme idiots, would certainly be Maisie Hirano from Florida, or from Hawaii. Okay. Now, not that she could say anything she wants, not that she ever has a chance of losing, because Hawaii is so blue, it's unbelievable. And, oh, we've got to do the identity politics, and she's a female, and she's Polynesian, and yada, yada, yada. So look at us, how great we are, except she does not have any gray matter up there. You yell at her in her ear, and you hear an echo, all right? Maisie Hirano took it a step forward, okay? She's not insinuating or anything. She said it flat out, that she was talking about a speech for the proposed abortion ban after 15 weeks, okay? Quote, she finished the speech by saying that if we did the abortion ban, the country, it is literally a call to arms in our country. Really? So you're telling us that if we do that, that people should, you're perfectly fine with people firebombing places. That, if somebody decides to take a cab to a justice's house armed, that's okay, huh? Literally a call to arms. What is this? Somebody going to walk in and go, I'm armed, I want an abortion now. You don't give me one, I'm going to shoot you. That's what she's saying. The liberals have completely gone off the deep end. I've told you many times, prepare for them to throw out the baby with the bathwater. Okay? They are doing anything and everything they can, just like y'all have said, to stop the elections in November, because they know they're going to lose their ass, and declare martial law so they can stay in power. If they can incite violence, which is a crime, okay? I want to see when the prosecutors start going after Congress people, the president, senators, for inciting violence. There's something called accessory to murder, okay? If somebody goes out and pulls a Congress softball game deal, well, Maisie Hirano told me to, well, Tim Scott told me to. Good, I want them charged with accessory. Okay? It's no different than hiring a hitman. This is what they're doing. They have the soapbox to speak on. And people will listen. And this will come to play. Mark my words, you're going to hear somewhere between now and November about somebody who goes out and shoots up a conservative place somewhere, okay, whether it's a rally or a clinic or something, based on what these people have said. Words can be very powerful. And these two, God knows we'll probably hear another one today from somebody else who doesn't know what's going on. They need to remember all the violence that we have seen in the last decade, I don't know, has been from the left directed at the right. You cannot name me one violent episode that a conservative has taken versus liberals. Don't even try January 6th, because there wasn't a single gun involved in that, from the conservative side at least. And there wasn't a single liberal that was injured or killed in that. There was, however, a conservative killed by a gun used by one of the jackboot liberals on the DC police force. Okay? So the violence was against the conservatives. But I don't know. Let's talk about Minneapolis. Let's talk about Portland. Let's talk about Seattle. Let's talk about Dallas. Let's talk about Louisville. I pick one, okay? Burn, loot, and murder, that group. Just saying. The war will be started. They're calling for it. They're trying to goad conservatives into it. We're not taking the bait. So now what they're doing is trying to goad their own people into starting it so then they can spin it and blame it on if they wouldn't have done that, we wouldn't have had to go shoot them. That's literally where they're going for, guys. Okay. We prepped for this. It wasn't what we planned, okay? We planned some world war, some asteroid, or something like that. We certainly didn't plan our own government turning on us. Face it, our own government has turned on us. The liberals just need to know one thing. When this all goes down, when they start the war, and the conservatives, the people, don't act like shrinking violets like our members of Congress do, when we fight back, we aren't going to stop at Main Streets. We're going to march all the way to Washington, D.C., to their ivory towers, and they will reap what they sow. Pinball out.